But this is the worst era in history to do anything stupid.
No one's actually writing anything on LinkedIn anymore. It is just straight ChatGPT.
I'm really just bullish on creatives going into this era of AI.
It's actually shocking how little they have done with such an excellent product.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brand Fathers.
Back from the capital of the world, the innovation capital of the world, the beauty capital of the world, the cultural capital of the world, California, all three of us here, Ashwin in cursed downtown LA, Los Angeles, or wherever he is, cursed West Hollywood, and then Jordan and I down here in beautiful, sunny Orange motherfucking County. Been a few weeks. Welcome back. Ashwin, you've had some major life changes, if we could judge them by the haircut. What's been happening with you, brother?
Massive life changes. I'm Benjamin Button over here. I am rewinding the biological clock as I have shaved off all of my hair. And
if you can't see, Ashwin looks like he found religion.
Yeah.
And so
I look like a little choir boy for the brand.
I'd like to talk to you about a religion in Utah if you have a little bit of time.
Yeah. Ashwin just kicked off his Mormon mission. That's why he's here in Los Angeles to help spread the gospel of quality branding.
For the record, I am in Pasadena. I will not tolerate any Pasadena slander. It is Pasadena is great.
I like the concept. We should adopt the Mormon mission concept for the Brand Fathers. Like when you come of age as a Brand Fathers listener, we send you on a mission to spread the gospel of quality branding.
Quality branding, good marketing, be on the watch,
and we
share
might send
the good news.
We might send you to a place you wouldn't expect. We might send you to Bain Capital. You know what I mean? We might send you to Kroger.
That's right.
We might send you over to across the seas to Afghanistan. You never know, but you are going to spread the gospel of quality brand.
Yeah, unsolicited feedback to store clerks everywhere.
Well, you were just across the seas. I mean, we were all across the seas. You were across the seas in Italy, Riviera Maxing. What'd you find there?
It's true. We went back to you know what I found? I actually found really interesting is coming back. Look, so Italy's amazing. Amalfi Coast is beautiful. It's wonderful being around, especially after being in France, where everyone's like, people aren't mean in France, but they're just like kind of dicks, like light dicks. Everyone in Italy is like so hospitable and nice, like at all times, almost to their detriment, just clanking espressos wherever you go, just being wonderful people.
Yep.
But then you come back to Los Angeles, and it's not like this in New York, because I know New York is kind of decrepit, but like, we're in our self-driving cars, air conditioning bumping, Erewhon smoothie, delivery, people that work past 3 p.m. I did feel like I was time traveling to the future coming back to here.
Yeah. A lot of hustle and bustle. Ordering product from your iPhone. You never have to leave.
Amazon,
people are
Uber.
hustling. Yeah. Dropping things.
It was crazy.
Delivery.
Yeah.
One of the things, I mean, in New York, I'm so used to late night food culture. Like at any hour of the night, it's just like, all right, let me pop out and get any food. In Paris, it was like 1 a.m. And it was kind of after a night, and I'm like, oh, let's go find some food. And we had to go like 25 minutes to one spot that was open. We didn't even make it there because I fell off this bike.
Were you able to get like a souffle at least, or?
No, I didn't make it there. I fell off the bike and then had to go to the ER.
Oh my!
Were you walk us through the drink cadence to get there? Was port involved? Was this a?
No, it was just natural wines. It was just natural wines. The tricky thing about natural wines is you never really feel drunk drinking them.
Yeah, they caught you with what we call the Astoria Queen's left punch.
Yeah.
It's the natty wine takes you off the bike,
They'll sneak up on you.
But you know what? That socialized healthcare, I was in and out 30 minutes, $0 spent. Came back with my extra.
$0 spent?
$0 spent.
Who paid for it? The Parisian taxpayers or
Parisian
what?
taxpayers paying whatever, 60%.
Wow.
And I don't want to get too political about Europe on this, but we might as well. One thing I found was interesting is like you have there's a lot of combos there about like what success means, because everyone's always like, there's all this conversation around we're not keeping up with the US, or the US people work too hard, or GDP. This came up a lot. I was with like business people and like Europe's kind of downfall. And then you get all these other European people and like spouses and stuff like that being like, yeah, but our quality of life or our happiness is so high. But then at the same time, they also seem like the most anxious, worried people about like global events and like what's happening in America and what's around them and immigration of like anyone I've ever met. Like I know no one in America who, besides like kind of hysterical New York people, who are as bothered about that kind of stuff. It was really interesting to me. Like we have this higher quality of everything, but then we're also really concerned. Yeah. It was a very fascinating dichotomy. I'm curious what you experienced.
Interesting. I mean, I interacted with no one out there. So
let's go. Pure vacation maximum.
It looked like you smoking cigarettes, observing good architecture,
just
analyzing retail.
Looking at the the urban design of Paris.
Oh man, yeah. And you guys have met my wife. We're joining the conversation at the table next to us. We've adopted 4 sets of friends before we left the beach. We're on someone's boat, you know.
We love that.
We do love Parisian architecture. I will say, traveling to Orange County though, Oren, like it seems like they put ordinances for like Spanish Bay, like every retail center is the same, like tucked into this sort of brown, like early 2000s, maybe sometimes late 80s, like I don't know what is that what is that called? Spanish gondola,
like a southwestern.
Yes, southwestern fare. Cacti and agaves everywhere.
But you're coming down. You were coming up. When you come down from LA, it's like there's that. You like look up and you're like, wait a minute, like the air.
Oh,
like everything's
nice.
cleaner. Like
yes.
I feel this sense of relief, and then it's wonderful Orange County.
It's true.
Well, Jordan, you were in San Clemente today, right?
I've been from San Diego to San Clemente to Orange County.
There's quite the run of brands that come from this area down and up, of anything in sports, headwear, everything, you know?
I was at an event last night with founders of like all these golf brands, and they're all within like 7 square miles of each other.
San Clemente is wonderful. You're just not near an airport.
Oh, it's incredible. I stopped. Yeah. Stopped by Vessel golf bags, Melon hats this morning. Went by Reef, who's doing a sandal like golf collaboration, which is what I'm out here for.
We should do the Brandfathers Orange County speaking run, like a cannonball run.
Yeah, we did do a cannonball run.
Yeah, Costa Mesa to San Clemente.
PCH.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing. Brands were available. The fathers together, group sessions. Hit us up.
Like a summit. I over under if we go to that summit, how much Billabong is like. It's being worn at the function. Yeah.
Quicksilver.
As long as we can get it in Winnebago. I'm in.
Footwear, that would be great.
All right, so I think we've definitely digressed
so much. If you're still here, welcome.
Let's hard pivot into LinkedIn, because I know Ashwin was really heavily researching LinkedIn this week, was sending a lot of links in the chat, spending a lot of free time on there post-vacation. Ashwin, what did you discover? Or is this, do we want to lead with COD into LinkedIn?
Yeah, I think we got to go with LinkedIn. We've got
LinkedIn and COD go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah.
LinkedIn and COD go hand in hand, because everyone's talking about, so David Protein Bar, they launched a COD. We'll get to that. But then we have all of these people kind of talking on LinkedIn. And for the longest time, everyone has been, oh yeah, LinkedIn sucks. It's like performative. It's like cringe, whatever. But now this like new era is really turning, where no one's actually writing anything on LinkedIn anymore. It is just straight ChatGPT, where someone went in and said, hey, here's maybe the David Codd article. Position me as a LinkedIn thought leader and use some like marketing language. And then they just copy and paste whatever it is there. They're not even good at prompting. So
can you read this?
Yeah,
you see stuff like this. Was there a late night aha moment? Did the basket data whisper your bar customers buy frozen fish? Or is this what happens when a founder actually listens to what customers are eating at home? No, it like actually none of this happens when a company is like listening or not listening to their customers. Congrats.
It gets worse. Keep going. Either way, this is the kind of
move that makes me love CPG. Why? Big swings, no historical playbook, a little bit of genius or a dash of madness. Like this is the exact pattern of just like off the shelf ChatGPT.
I don't even know if this is ChatGPT. This might be like Jasper or some like B+ shit.
This is just like in Adobe Express text generate.
This is MySpace's AI engine, bro.
No, but did they crack the code or just go fishing?
Ooh.
With the emojis. But what is so crazy to me, and this is like, people talk about dead internet theory, and like LinkedIn is like on the forefront of dead internet theory. You have all these people posting slop, but then a post like that will still have like 200 likes and all of these people in the comments being like, so interesting. But those are just like AI comments too.
I know.
What are we doing?
So, first I think if that person, if your direct report wrote that, if you're the manager and you're listening to this, I'm going to have to say, unanimous Brandfathers verdict, you got to let this guy go.
Immediately.
Like, this is not how you want your brand represented out there. If you were preaching to this generation of, let's say, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds who are using ChatGPT, they're just inspired, they're trying to post on LinkedIn, they're trying to lead, what do you tell them? What do you tell them to do? Why is this wrong?
Have an original thought is I think like I'm really just bullish on creatives going into this era of AI. Like, especially when I read stuff like that. Like, I've tried to plug a couple. I don't use it as much as I should. I plug it in and I get crap like that back, and it's like, is this the new, sports generation or whatever? Your move. Like, it's just like, what are you doing? Like, how do you post that? And like, so I see a lot of people who are wanting to be like voices on LinkedIn and stuff. It's like, I don't just have an original thought. Can you just talk like you would actually talk? Like, stop.
I think that's the key.
Yeah.
That's the whole key to like content, any platform, any medium. Just talk like you would talk, and no one does that. I think half these people like don't actually even know how to talk, so they're just at a loss.
That's one of the things I recommend about this short form video is like I can talk off the top of my head now in a way I just never could prior. Because I've made 400 videos and I can now think 2 points ahead to be like, I should have some sort of dramatic stop because what are we going to do? And then hit me with 2 points. But that's something I think video is just so much more powerful even to learn how to put your thoughts out there.
Yeah, I do think it's helpful to take a large idea and squeeze it into 60 seconds. Like it's a valuable thing.
But so should anyone post on LinkedIn and miss this slop? So I have definitely slowed down the posts. I really only post like a sponsored or another. Should we kind of like, is this a lost network at this point?
No, I don't know. I think it's like a little early to say that. And I mean, LinkedIn is not notorious for being fast or on the bleeding edge of things, but if they allow things to go the way that they're going, it is going to be just like a dead network from a social standpoint. That's a core thing driving LinkedIn. I still look at it as, okay, well, if you see all this slop on there, you can just come on and say something original and say it differently and kind of like find a wedge in to stand out.
If you are going to hire somebody, this will segue into one of our other announcements, and you go look at their LinkedIn and they are posting AI written commentary on their industry, or they are posting AI written replies to other people's content, how does that impact your decision on hiring somebody? If they're an A player, I imagine you still get them. But if they're like a B plus player, does that waver you down or does it just make no difference?
I think if you're working at like, if you're working at like Procter & Gamble and you see someone posting like that, you're like, absolutely fucking yes. That is a hire 10 out of 10 times. They're going to brief us every day. They're going to like keep us on top of trends. They're like,
they know how to use AI.
Yeah, they know how to use AI. It's like they're one person.
Yeah, they've got their hands on Jasper.
No, I think those people like keep the corporate machine running.
No, Ashwin, hold on. If you are so far behind that you're like jazzed about that monologue, do you even know that AI exists or that it wrote that? Like you
don't know Hub's life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hub's life. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
There's like this Hub's life.
Oh, yeah.
What are these takes and what's happened? My guy is begging for galaxies.
Yeah. Oh, no. Well, first, he rented out a fake office once he realized he couldn't make it work.
No way.
He was like renting like a WeWork and then he got called out for it that he was trying to fake the routine.
Oh, no.
And then he's not making any money. But then the cottage economy of the internet
of the takes
is losing it. Well, this is to the point of, we were talking about this earlier. So we were talking about astronomy guy from the Coldplay concert, but this is the worst era in history to do anything stupid, right? Like,
yes,
you cheat on your wife. It's not only that you're more likely to get found out if you do something stupid than ever, but then the potential repercussions of quitting your job as an influencer and then trying to fake it, or like cheating at a game is like how bad it could go on a scale of 1 to 100. The scale is now 1,000.
You
could be anybody and it could happen to you.
This is exactly right, bro. You got to explain that this is the CEO who got caught at a Coldplay concert hugging his CTO?
Yeah, or chief people officer, even worse. She was like HR or director of HR. And, but like, hey, so they got caught on a camera, but then the internet blew it up, right? Like this stuff happens. People get caught cheating, people philander, people are dogs, whatever. Mm-hmm. But the fact that then the internet said, we're going to now make this public to the ends of the earth and back is what the change is. This is the same thing with Hub's life. A lot of influencers fail and got to go back to work. But for some reason, because of the nature of his thing, everyone was like, we're going to pile on this guy and there's going to be a whole cottage industry of takes that essentially now makes him unemployable. If this just happened quietly, he could have gone back to being an MBA at Procter & Gamble and it would have been fine, you know?
What do you think?
I don't know that I'd go so far as to say it makes him unemployable, because I think previously he was working as like an adjuster for some like,
actuary type shit.
Yeah. Some like
actuary. I'm saying your job's going to AI.
Like healthcare benefits. I'm sure he can get a job again, but I think there is.
But can he? If now every time you search him all over the internet, there's people being like, "This idiot," not just like because that's what happened, right? There's a difference between like this thing and then happening, but now there's thousands of posts calling him an idiot.
Yeah. This is true. Well, yeah,
he doesn't use his real name.
That is the one upside.
That's
That
what
is
he
a
did.
one-up
Hub's
that
life. I don't even know
he's
what
not
that
I
is.
don't think he deserves any of this. He just didn't make it happen.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I also like there was all this tragic, terrible flooding happening in Texas. Some people he was saying that he was like doing those lives to raise funds. So he was like, I'll answer questions
that's
for
terrible.
these things. And so, well, I was actually going to say, is that better than
Well, was he
begging
laundering
for
that
money himself? No. Well, I thought his claim was that he was going to be donating it. I have no proof or evidence that he would be.
Well, either way, I think the whole conduit is this is like now not a time to be in the negative spotlight ever, right?
Yeah, totally. And the CEO and CPO are now definitely there. But on LinkedIn, I will say, if you have a friend who you know is like cranking out ChatGPT takes every day, do you confront them? Do you?
Yeah, you tell them to stop posting. I have a good friend who would post the corniest content on LinkedIn, and she's very funny. And I would just say, stop. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this in my feed. I don't want you posting this kind of stuff. It is so different from who she is as a person. And I don't know what that content gets you.
So you would say, just be you and you're much funnier, not this crap.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the demise of LinkedIn.
Well, the demise of LinkedIn and look, the rise of the Brandfathers job board.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Right.
Let's give us the elevator pitch.
The Brandfathers get a lot of people asking us if we know somebody for a role. Do you have somebody trusted in marketing? Or I'm looking for a role. I'm trying to make a move from this division to that division, or I want to do a cool job in marketing and branding. Our son, Antonio, has approached us with a great opportunity, we think. And we have cool jobs in branding, in marketing, on a board. You can come to us. You can post a job here. And if you're looking for jobs, you can come and grab it here as well. Dude Perfect, you could be a social media lead for the freaking internet sensation that is Dude Perfect.
It's actually a good job.
That actually, I know.
Great job.
Threw that one in there. Very cool role. So yeah, there's some pretty great ones. And we have brands who are actually pretty cool, doing really cool things that have been the topic of our discussion, asking us as well. So let's get them in.
We'll drop a link to that. And if you are hiring, you can also just post a job.
Indeed. All right, boys. Do you want to hear some Pinterest stats?
Yeah, let's run through them. Let's run through how Pinterest is now dominated by males.
Yeah.
Let's run through some completely unbelievable stats.
The patriarchy takes Pinterest.
Okay, the Pinterest Men Trends Report. Let me pop this up on screen.
Pinterest is my secret weapon. This quote.
All right, yeah. So, how men are redefining masculinity through style, substance, and self-care. All right, we're gonna hold it together. So, so this is Pinterest has said that now men have more than a third of their global audience, and so they basically are and they're calling out that it's not the men that you'd expect if you are judging men by stereotypes of Trump on the internet. Our data paints a picture of a nuanced group of male users that largely reject the toxicity you might find elsewhere online, which is a crazy fucking statement.
That's a crazy line.
And engages with content in positive, authentic ways that might surprise you. Basically, this is positioned right off the jump to be like, you know, all those horrible, toxic men that just dominate everywhere, those Andrew Tate following, Trump worshiping motherfuckers. We don't have any of those over here at Pinterest.
51% of your population, half of humans, they just suck.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, they have now put this report out, which I think is a good idea. They're trying to attract advertisers for male products. I think this is fine. I shop male products on Pinterest all the time. They have a good advertising product. I've used it on female products. It's a solid thing. They're putting this out to kind of paint a picture of trends there. But I think one of the ones to call out is I'm very curious. Booming interest in Pilates, they've noticed amongst men. I'm curious what y'all take is. Are you guys hearing about plus 75% on searches for Pilates, plus 125 for Pilates aesthetic, 130 for Pilates body, 300% for Pilates outfit from men? Are you guys seeing this in your friend groups? I know we represent a diverse selection of America.
No.
Jordan?
No, I'm not. I live in New York, and I'm not seeing that.
Listen, although they start this with like, hey, we actually have we have dudes. I would say whatever the stereotype of the guys who use Pinterest, I would say that stat would support the traditional Pinterest male
I am
consumer.
a hyperactive Pinterest user. The
Mhm.
second most
Yeah.
hyperactive Pinterest user I know is probably Colin Landforce. It's like bros. We're
Amazing.
bros.
Yeah, you are.
But so I'm curious who this
Your
user they present is.
Your Metro bros.
I have
though.
seen the Pilates uptick in Southern California. Guys are going to Pilates. Pilates is the best workout that you can get to. I do think that's a whole cultural conversation itself. I was just curious what that looked like. But then, yeah, go ahead.
They're rolling out a new Pinterest man profile to further support its growing male audience. It's a dedicated space for men to find inspiration and shop the latest trends. Is it safe, though? Is it a safe place?
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently not, by the first paragraph.
What is a milestone picture?
I have no.
Oh, no, a milestone picture is God, am I a Pinterest girly?
Yes,
yeah, a milestone
you are.
is like a milestone. Like if you are in your relationship, in your whatever, like a 5-year picture, whatever.
Oh, interesting.
Well, look at this. I mean, to grab the rising rocket of Pilates for everybody, there's 59 whole pins dedicated to
on
Pilates.
this particular board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're making a themed
Jordan has
board.
no idea how Pinterest works.
No. I've used it before. I mean, but
also
but I'm not
hydration
active.
and health hacks is up.
Totally.
Electrolytes, hydration,
Totally.
water station.
I'm curious. I'm on
Microneedling.
GWI's website, which is the company that seemingly put all of this data together. So I'm more curious in how they do this.
So
look, guys, goth guy outfits are up 120%.
Grow hair faster, 150. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, now I trust it.
I've been searching. Ashwin's
45 of those searches in the last 24 hours.
Last hour.
Then tech and 3D printer designs, podcast studio background. There we are.
Boom.
Aesthetic websites. Anyways, this is just interesting to see if you want to see what the non-toxic male is searching.
Well, let me ask you this. Are they positioning themselves to be the
access to the non-toxic male?
Joe Rogan of the Democratic Party, which has been the large conversation recently.
Yeah.
Who's the Joe Rogan of the Democratic Party?
No, it's better than toxic Prof G.
Yeah, this might be it. It's going to be a home.
Chrome aesthetic in modern metal home decor.
Neat metal work.
Milestone pictures, baby month by month. Daddy and son, up 415%.
Love it.
Stuffed animals. All right, so anyway, this is what's happening on Pinterest, but I'm going to end with, what we would describe ourselves as Patrick Schwarzenegger respecters.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they got our guy to be the face of this. So Patrick Schwarzenegger has a fit for the day board on here and a quote about how he used Pinterest to inspire him. And they're using that to anchor as the male voice. So that was so if you were bringing influencers into this trend report, do you think that he's the perfect pick for this? Or do you think they should have gone with an alternate promoter?
I think Oren Meets World would have been great for this. Maybe some Landforce love would have been.
I would have done this with Patrick Schwarzenegger. I think that would have been a killer combo.
That'd be a good combo.
What would you expect to see on here we don't see on here? If you were thinking, what is the men in your life? What are they searching? Ashwin, what's the group chat?
Sauna.
Okay. Jordan's got cold plunge sauna. That's smart.
My group chat is sending like liquidity memes. They're
totally liquid.
That is the entire chat.
Yeah, they've seen the GameStop movie 4 times.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, for every global event, it's like the Leo meme of him biting his knuckles or
God,
crying MJ meme.
That's one of my favorite ones. Usually when I see a cool car.
But I would like to say, I do feel like you can access the male market without tapping into toxicity in places other than Pinterest. But do you think that's just positioning against X? I don't think anyone's advertising on X anyway.
Yo, the advertisements on X are so unhinged. The stuff that I get, I'm like, wow. They will let anybody there. Have all the brands stopped actually doing it? Because I remember they kind of started and then they stopped and then.
Well, but also it's just not a good platform for it. Like it could be a good platform for it, but like I would happily spend money on X. We try to spend money on X with Cut 30 and it just doesn't fucking
really.
It's like not a thing, and in just a way of I can generate leads for dollars on every other platform, even cursed PMAX.
Kind of surprising, given that you do still have if you think about a product like Cut 30, like you have that audience that's there on Twitter, you would think you'd be able to reach them.
Yeah, and we were just like, hey, let's take. And here's the other thing is like 3 years ago, we were all running ads just fine on there.
It did drop pretty quick.
I just think it's just they had a better ads product with a better team and a more engaged user base and also there's a higher credibility level to the ads. You see an ad on there now, you're like, it's right next to some wacko stuff, right?
Yeah.
My question that would relate to Pinterest, now LinkedIn. Pinterest is probably not getting super affected by AI, although you could probably create some pretty quick,
it got
a lot of
sloppy
mood boards
really quick, and then they did something and got rid of it. I actually remember I complained on Twitter like 9 months ago about how bad the slop was getting on Pinterest, and it was just gone like a month later.
Affecting change.
It wasn't my tweet had nothing to do with it. I'm just saying that I had noticed it, and then it was just removed.
You never know.
We never know. What platform will suffer most from AI second to LinkedIn? Because LinkedIn's got to be the leader, right?
I feel like Meta's going to push AI for unknown reasons. Like they're going to push their own like AI pandas or whatever, and like we're going to have to deal with it. Like I feel like that's going to be a chapter.
I mean, did you see that AI product that Meta released?
Oh, I was in the beta, my brother.
Yeah. Where people were like chatting
Do you
to
mean
it
the app?
and then going
Or the
public.
glasses?
And then it had all the personal data. It was a public feed, and people thought it was a ChatGPT style search, and so it was revealing everything everyone was searching on there in a public feed. Not a win necessarily.
They briefed me on that when I did a call with them on these, and I could not understand the concept of what they were saying. I was like, wait, so all your prompts go public, like tweets almost, like, or threads?
Yes.
That was supposed to.
That's it. That
was supposed to help other people build better prompts or something.
No, it's just supposed to be a public AI. It's just like you can. There's like a new thing. So yeah, that's what I'm. So I think the thing that could suffer the worst is if they go, we need to. If like we're falling behind in the war, push the pandas into the main feed. Push Operation Panda. And you can't tell me that there's not like some possibility that that's going to happen.
Release the AI pandas now.
Very real. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what a lot of the core Facebook feed is.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, it is.
I'll log in there
You're right.
Oh, but also, Ashwin, I sent you that this morning. There's good AI content dominating.
Yeah.
Instagram feeds and stuff like that, but it's because users like it, because it's funny, because it's cute.
Yeah.
There's a difference between that and the usability of that. Because it's like, so for instance, I sent Ashwin this one. It was a link to, I'll try to pull it up in the chat. It was a Sephora tiny Pomeranian that was now working its first day at Sephora.
Gosh, yes.
And this is good because if you're not seeing this kind of content, just know that everyone you are advertising to, first day at Sephora, cute Pomeranian, he's scanning in. He's got big rare beauty tags on this guy. Doing the makeup, helping find the perfect shade.
Oh my God.
And this entire account is just Fluffy the Palm starting new jobs.
Yes.
So Fluffy, was that Zara?
Are these all paid No.
No, they're not. They're just doing this. They're not, but this is, I imagine, in the hope that it would become a paid partnership. Bro. She's got Uber Eats. So this came up in the chat because I have a beauty burner account I use to scroll beauty trends, right? Where I only follow beauty products.
As one does.
And well, I mean, look, if you're a creative strategist, you have a bunch of these accounts, right? So you can control your algorithm. And I got served Fluffy the Sephora dog. And then I sent it in the chat because we're working on VEO 3 prompts, our hooks. And everyone was like, oh, I saw that too. But like, this is what's happening on the existing networks right now. But the insight of this is like, this is what you're competing against, much like UGC or a carousel or whatever, is you have to be as entertaining as Fluffle making their Pizza Hut. I really wish there was gloves just for a number of reasons. But like, and then also if you're making ads, if I was to hook with this, like this is what I'm working on with the squad right now, is like, if my first 3 seconds are this, that's going to perform better than my typical UGC hook. And then I can go into an ad. Yeah. And so you'll see most of the cracked ads peoples right now are testing basically that exact thing. Yeah. And that is a thing we are now dealing with.
So just crazy AI, realistic, I mean.
Or unrealistic, or, you've seen the gorillas.
Extreme, the Yetis. The Yetis were funny. I would say Meta's incentive on that is you're going to get more accounts to sign up. So you're just going to have tons of like new user accounts.
Well, it's just more better consumption. It's just like if I'm watching more better videos and I stay on the platform longer and I enjoy my experience more.
Was Lil Michaela like way
She was early.
Yeah, earlier.
So early, right?
Like 2 million? 5 years ago.
She's at 2.4 million. She's
what's actually crazy to me is how bad they're fumbling the bag right now.
Yes, she's not. They haven't like innovated on this.
And let me tell you, if you took that photo and you just put it in, you can put it in VEO 3 right now. Google industry fucking leader for, I don't know how we got here, but that's where we're at. The best in putting video out there. You could put these little Michaela photos in there and make compelling ass videos in 10 minutes. And they, as the forefront of this, are not doing it.
I know. What was the agency that they that
I
did
forget
this?
the name of it.
I worked with them when she first was coming on the scene. You know, it was like, and I was at Nike. We almost had her fake like a love interest in Odell Beckham Jr. at training camp one year. Like it was gonna be so good, and then go to like Art Basel or have his wear his new shoe. It was really gonna be ahead of its time. I'm bummed that we never pulled
But
it
it
off.
shows you how off the leash, like even that agency was ahead at that point.
Yeah.
And how it shows you how behind they are now. The fact that I am still clicking through carousels of this that also don't look that great.
Yeah.
In comparison to the AI versus this should be fully animated days in her life. That again, that's 20 minutes of prompts.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
it's
they were kind of on the cutting edge of some of that video. I remember the first time I saw like a video version of her, I was like, yo, wow. But that was like 4 years ago. And now it would be much easier. Oh, Sarah Deku, yeah, and Trevor.
Damn, they're really
Breeds.
This engagement is not.
I did just she's signed to CAA though.
Who, Lil Michaela?
Yes. I looked up agency for Lil Michaela.
Is this JoJo Siwa? Sorry.
It is. It said Lil Michaela signs with talent agency CAA in 2020. Wow. She's done BMW spots. She's done a lot. Brood, that was it. Brood, creators of Virtual Human. Because she had a boyfriend for a while that they stood up. And
they're doing a face swap Liquid IV ad in what we had up here.
Wow. Glamming. Liquid IV going for the glam hydration?
Liquid IV's been doing all kinds of crazy ad stuff.
Wow. I didn't realize that. The electrolyte game's very competitive and saturated right now.
You guys using electrolytes?
Big fan of Drip Drop.
Always. I got like 50 right here.
The electrolytes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to Phoenix tomorrow, and so I'm taking all these samples with me because we're doing a little formulation. But my favorite is Element, followed by this Trace Zero Light.
Look at us.
And then I like Pure, but I don't even know if these are electrolytes. What is? Oh yeah, it's electrolytes.
You're researching the packaging. I've got Drip Drop here, which I hadn't heard of. Did a partnership with them. I had recognized they're in like all the sports facilities, so they have the budget to like buy the Gatorade, but the trainers behind the scenes are like replacing that with this stuff, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, I've been using Apple a day. It's too big. The tub is too big, so I can't move it from where it is over there. But it's the horse.
Is that horse tranquilizer stuff?
Really?
Are you actually using that?
Yeah, it's like the best. It's like the most affordable per scoop, like electrolyte by an order of magnitude.
Because
and then
isn't there like something alarming about that one?
About Apple a day? That's like if you're one of those people that like wouldn't take ivermectin, even though it's a lifesaver, maybe. But
tell us how much.
Tell us more about your love.
Have you looked into the ivermectin?
Oh, bro, I got prescribed it last year on like a wild wild chase to try to figure out what was going on with my skin, and the dermatologist was like, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm going to provide you ivermectin. And I was like, wait, the throwback? I thought that was so 2021. But yeah.
Turns out they were right about something.
Well, yeah, they might have been. I've just been using some Himalayan sea salt, a little bit of lemon, and it's actually pretty great as well. All the boys are on our hydration tip.
All right, Ashton, you want to lead into whatever the next one is since we're lagging a second?
So we had Wimbledon. That was last week. We finished that out. And one of the things that I think caught all of our attention was the content coming out of Wimbledon. So they not just put out a ton of volume, they put out a ton of variety from a ton of different angles. And one of their styles that we kind of like talked about and saw kind of floating around was this concept that they had called Overheard at Wimbledon. And so the concept here was they would go up to unsuspecting spectators in the crowd, they would mic them up, and they would just record them for about 20 minutes. And if you're interested in how they did this, Rachel Carton, who writes Link in Bio, did a little deep dive on talking to the team who does this. It's a really interesting concept because it's actually nothing to really do with the tennis, right? We're watching like we're hearing the intel from what the spectators are saying. And it's interesting because it's not the commentators commentating on the sport and the points, which is like, frankly, not that interesting as someone who even watches tennis and plays tennis. Like, I don't really care to hear what they have to say about the sport. So this is like a far more interesting lens through which you can look at the sport. And I think appeals to people who are not just like, when you're scrolling your feed, it's like, okay, I don't care about Djokovic or tennis or whatever, but I see these people talking and it's like, oh, okay, that just makes you stop and pulls you in for a second.
I do think that this quiet trend pulls you in a way that's different than the loud sometimes. I think my takeaway from this was, like, it's been well documented, the Overheard. I just looked, it had 47 million views, which is significant.
That's like staggering.
It's staggering. Over one, occasionally if you get two, like, that'd be a banger for them. They have several that are 4 and 5, but 47 million is...
That's like one influencer makeup post. It's crazy.
That's orders of magnitude big. But the other thing is, like, you know what? You don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time, you know? Like, you can run it back. The marketer tendency is like, well, we got to find the new thing, but...
Damn, their numbers are going so hard.
This is closer to the final, which I think you're going to naturally go up, but they have big numbers.
Yeah, 14.9, 7.5. Like, and for the volume of content, right? And so look, this was a thing last year. They did 1,000 posts or whatever that was. Now they doubled down the ante. And it's just showing that, like, if you're not putting together a blueprint like this and enabling your content team to really try some things and do action and do volume, like, you're losing the chance to make your global moment bigger. This is the most impactful thing for Wimbledon, and is like enabling Wimbledon's resonance with generations in a way that it would never have happened with this just purely on TV.
It's so true. And I'm amazed that them and the Masters are two sporting institutions that are known for being kind of like very traditional and very old school, have such progressive media teams. And I love seeing that, because not all the leagues have progressive media teams, or not all these events like this. They could totally rest on their laurels and rest on their tradition. And it's just super fun to see. We got to go next year. Grandfather's got to be there.
Oh, yeah. For Wimbledon? Ashton, what's your, I mean, you play tennis.
Yeah, we're talking decent.
Have you made it to the round of 64?
I might be in Wimbledon. It might be me and Bill Ackman next year.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you can get the round of 64.
What would be Ashwilden? We should, like, there's something here.
Wimbledon, yes.
We got Arthur Ashe Stadium at the U.S. Open, so.
Big true.
Wimblebago? God, it's so close. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't quite. But you should do. I would attend the Ashwin Tennis Invitational.
Arthur Ashwin.
Happily MC.
Yeah,
absolutely. We're getting it set up.
We're
getting it set up September.
Mics in hand. We're going to be mic'd up the whole night.
The Grandfathers might be at the U.S. Open. So stay tuned for the live reporting.
Noted. When is it? Oh, it's September.
Early September.
Yeah, September. Sick. Okay. More on that soon. I'm obsessed right now with the
Aura
farming kid.
Well, this is very impactful in sports. You want to break down a bit of, like, what this is and why it matters so much in your world?
Yeah, can you pull it up, Antonio? If you don't know, if you have the privilege of not having Melly Mike, Young, Black, and Rich, give us some audio here, Antonio.
The audio is muted for copyright concerns. Link to original video in description.
It is incredible. Every time I see it, I'm just like, it's so good. This kid's swagger is on a million. It's incredible. Apparently, though, if you've listened to the song, if you don't get just 8 seconds, like, the song is, like, really bad. Otherwise, like, it's the guy's,
really,
like, first time. Yes.
Yeah.
I've been watching him every day. He's at, like, I think 65,000 followers now, the artist.
On TikTok, he, like, blew the fuck up.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Because this kid finally joined Instagram a couple days ago and is already up to 250,000. They got him on.
It's light work.
Unfortunately, he's in front of, like, government officials in...
Yeah, whatever.
Where are they?
I don't know, some dictatorship. Eritrea?
Malaysia. Let's see. The OG Aura farmer. Indonesia. That's right.
Boy.
Oh, 400,000. Wow. Yeah. Go to the middle one, top middle, that carousel. Oh, wait, never. It's not the video, but unfortunately, he's just kind of standing there. But this kid is, unfortunately, he's going to be like the backpack kid, right? Like, he's now stuck in this moment in time.
He is going to be a vehicle, again, to normalize what's happening in Indonesia.
Well, the kid is aura farming. He has farmed it well. He has harvested.
But this has now crossed over into sports culture in a major way.
MotoGP. So now, like, everybody's, like, doing a dance. Look at these motorcycle guys, like, at the bottom. Like, when they celebrate, like, a win or whatnot, they'll start doing the dance. So I don't follow MotoGP much, but those guys were finishing a race this week and celebrating. It's pretty sick. Everybody's doing their own version of it.
Can he find Malaysian Airlines flights 370? That's the question.
Ooh, big. That would be big. Anyway,
All right.
that's my favorite internet trend right now. Ashwin, any song stuck in your head from?
Thank
Young
God.
Black and Rich was playing most of the time. Ashwin is anywhere. So,
Yeah. My 9-year-old's like, Dad, can we listen to Young Black and Rich? I'm
like, brother,
buddy, let's just let's
explain
chill out.
some of the
Let's
ways
chill
of the
out.
world
Yeah,
to
we're
you, my
gonna chill
friend.
out on this. All right. What else, if anything?
What's the racial makeup of your neighborhood in Dallas? I'm just joking. We're not going to.
Right, we got a diverse neighborhood. God, there was some really cool stuff planned for for Wimbledon that they were supporting Coco Gauff. Bose and New Balance has some really cool stuff ready for her, and then she got bounced in the first round, which is just really tough.
That's what happens to these influencer athletes, you know? Sorry, I'm just firing jokes. It's just
okay. The only one I wanted to ask y'all. So, have you seen the Strava cooler trend?
No. What is it?
Can you pull it up? This one's kind of a funny one, but
the Strava cooler trend. This is how you know the internet's a dark place. Okay,
you put your phone in the freezer after your run. Boom, and then you put your run. So they wait, they grab a cold drink like after their run, and then when the door shuts, it's like on the beat, and it shows up the Strava run clock.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, runners are some of the swaggerless athletes that we got, just straight up. Like that's what y'all got.
But now they've got all the big shade glasses, they've all got their gear, they've got their whatever running trends, you know. So tap on Strava. What do you do if you have like a viral trend like this from the brand? I was looking, they don't
do nothing. They do Strava,
nothing.
One of the worst brands of all time. No offense. Excellent product.
No offense.
10 out of 10 product that has, their product is so bad that like, look, Zach Pograb has basically built a cult around just like doing anything Strava should have if they had one engineer who was a creative in any way, shape, or form. Like it's actually shocking how little they have done with such a excellent product.
You're exactly right. Well, then I guess that checks that they wouldn't be capitalizing on this trend that all these runners are doing.
Yeah, but they also, they're probably looking at the trend being like, God, our audience is swaggerless. So I'm sorry. This is a mood. I'm drinking. This energy drink is one of the worst energy drinks I've ever had. So it's really impacting how critical I am on. It's plant-based energy.
The last time I was at your place, I had that energy drink and it was not good.
Yeah, they just keep coming. The PR box is just.
Speaking of PR box, let's see what we have here.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna pull this up beforehand. We can end it. We can end with a little. I got hot drops. I know Ashwin knows these.
Look at this.
All right, so let's go. We got a selection of hot sauces. I'll bring this one out. All right, so we got the Maker's Mark style cap, but with the little plastic attachment. I thought this was a production mistake, but then San Antonio called out that this is merely a structure with which you open.
You open the tab, but it doesn't work.
Honestly, can you open that tab? Like,
which you open.
Have you ever successful?
Trust me, I was just flipping the top.
Okay, I got it. All right, I'm just saying, my wife or son may not be able to do that, and we got. Should we do hot ones live on the pod?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That was
that was smooth for you. I'm just an idiot, you know. Should have like a chip.
Yeah, we need a chip or something. Kraft hot sauce.
You should have given a little.
This is named Tropical Thunder.
Are you in the hot sauce seating list? Or?
Heat factor 7. I'm on every seating list. What heat factor is that?
4.
0. Okay, so I got 7.
Sauce.
So Tropic Thunder. I'm just gonna do a little finger dab here.
Yeah. 7.
Yeah, that's a fair 7.
What's this? Hot drops?
Ooh, 4 was good.
Hot drops.
4 is good, but
4 is good.
It's good, but just not very hot.
Yeah, not very hot. It's a 4. 7's a 7.
7's, yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying?
It's got some spice, but
I'm not bringing it to the quinceañera, but it's hidden.
quinceañera.
Sorry.
I'm
of all of us, I'm inevitably the one that's going to be canceled out of those. So yeah.
I'm a psycho.
I'm leaking the group chat when it happens. Just I'm not going down alone.
Okay, so I got to play at a Pro-Am event a couple weeks ago with Andrew Santino. Y'all know the comic, the redhead comic guy.
Oh, I thought he was talking about
Cheeto Santino.
I thought he was the director of FBI. It's Don Bangino.
Bro, did he used to have like a YouTube?
I hope so. That's the kind of person I want running. All right, anyway. Who else is going to unfold the secrets except like an autist YouTuber?
Dan Bongino, yeah.
So you were not playing golf.
I've just been.
with Tom Bundy.
the FBI assistant director. He was like he had this take. Somebody brought up said something about getting canceled or whatever. I was at the Saudi-backed golf league, of course,
as one does.
And he said
Ashwin's been there.
Totally, and he was like, I think being canceled is a myth and totally dumb and actually doesn't exist. Like canceling doesn't exist. Agree or disagree?
I mean, no, I think it exists.
No, I think in 2025, for 8 out of 10 times when people say someone's canceled, they're not canceled. They're temporarily.
They're put in timeout.
You can't support
Aziz
their
Ansari
stuff.
has a movie coming.
They're put in timeout. They're put in like a public scorn and appropriation.
Yeah,
you know, but like they'll make their. I mean, Louis C.K. is like back on tour, right? Everyone's like,
that's exactly what he said.
So, what would we have to do? A non-sexual. What would one of us have to say to get canceled?
We'd have to make a brand so bad.
I don't know.
We can do that.
What would what would people be like? No more of the brand fathers.
There's some cardinal sins out there, I think. But I'm sure this CEO and the CPO are going to be invited on Love Island season 2. There's always a way.
They should lean in. Board meeting at Magic City. Straight up, just be like, this is what we do now.
Oh,
I think maybe if we started praising the branding and strategy of Palantir, Lockheed Martin.
Oh, have you guys seen the ICE rebrand? I'm just
no. Okay, all right. There's no way. There is going to be a UFC fight though on the lawn of the White House.
Bushmaster, versus Daniel Defense. Which has the better brand? No, I'm sorry.
I think if we go down that route, we can find ourselves there.
But so do you think so? Going right wing would that be able to get us canceled, or would it have to be something else?
No, right now you go 51. You can get 51% of the population. If you go on the right side, if you go on the left, you get 49% of the population.
What do we think we are in the U.S.? Just like so by capita, right? 65% right wing. Because of the population.
No, I'm just talking about like the voting was like 51-49 or 55-45, right?
Maybe if we just started making exclusively AI generated content.
Ooh.
But would that cancel or would that just fade into the
you just
abyss?
go into the ether. Unless, well, you know what? In fact, I talked to somebody about doing a AI agent, like chatbot or something to let people always DM me, can I pick your brain? I need to ask you this or that.
Well,
and I try to answer.
We'll make one for you.
Yeah, I know. They would, but it kind of didn't work. So
yeah, I know.
Of course it didn't work.
Yeah. I also tried this.
Yeah, it didn't. I could never figure out.
What is the most heat that you guys have gotten for a brand deal? I asked this because I just did Feastables, and I definitely got a bunch of comments like, "I respected you, and now you're doing Feastables ads." And I'm like, "Bro, like
Feastables is the worst."
I was like,
"Have they not?"
I'm making an ad about ethical chocolate supply chain. Like, have you seen anything I've talked about? But what is the ones you guys have gotten the most negative feedback on?
I just have a question.
I did one for Fiverr Pro
on their AI one.
Yeah,
on their AI one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that was AI related backlash, right?
That was AI related.
AI with creatives. Yeah, because they thought they were like, oh, you're praising them are going to take our graphic designer's job and stuff.
Yeah.
Anytime I just talk about Caitlyn Clark, people get really fired up.
Oh, really? Like anti?
Oh my gosh, bro. Yes.
Really?
Yes. It's the most bizarre thing on earth.
That's how I know I live in some fucking white ass area because that would just never happen. Universal approval rating.
Bro, I know. That's what I thought. But I mean, the internet will expose you to the 2% of the extreme. And so I get some of that. And I'm sure most of the sentiment is actually positive. But I get some wild hot takes about how, anyway, I had to take a week off after doing a Caitlyn Clark video. It's like that she's MAGA. They call her the Caitlyn Clark's clan.
What?
Bro, yes. I'm telling y'all, there's this whole deep, dark side. I was so thrown off.
Yo, I can't wait. Yo, we got to get Beamer to do a Caitlyn Clark video just so I can read the comments.
He and I have talked about it about doing like a debate show.
So people were heated in your comments saying like, don't talk about her. She's
because I imagine you were saying they're misusing her as an athlete because this is the combo. Yeah. I have this combo of people that are casual sports fans being like, why can't I buy my daughter a Caitlyn Clark shoe? It's so I can only imagine what yours are like.
Well, so mine, I think there's these like deep underground, like I think if you're like pretty left wing, I would consider like if you're stuck in some media rage cycle that's just convincing you on either side, there's a bad
Antifa, Caitlyn Clark.
Yes, these people
diagram.
They would say that all of her rise is due to like racist Ku Klux Klan loving haters who make the women in the league feel unsafe, and that they've all had to hire bodyguards now because her following is MAGA racists. And I'm like, I think so. I've had to like take time out and been like, what is happening? Of course, I'm always going to like do some research. I'm trying to figure out like what's going on. I think what they're confusing is like pro sports, what you have to deal with. I'm like, have you ever seen a college kicker and what they have to deal with in like fans and the media and social media? And I think they ascribe like bad actors who are new to the WNBA because they like Caitlyn, like a few bad actors are now her fault. And it's just wild. Like, I don't know.
Have you seen what Ben Simmons has to do with, or Contavious Caldwell-Pope?
Any professional athlete has to deal with some wild crap.
Wow.
And
is this the pod that's going to get us canceled?
I don't think so. No, I haven't even. No, well, perhaps. Yeah,
we'll get the Caitlyn Clark clan.
We'll get it in the back.
What have you seen from other influencers that would have gotten them canceled? So I've seen the design stealing. There was that girl who had like the Jubilee Designs label where she stole someone's design and then they just tore her down. But now she's back too.
Oh, I'm sure she can.
Time's gone through. What's her name? The girl, the blonde girl whose nanny was like working under conditions, and they went after her for that. But even that, she came back out of that too. Have we seen any influencer go all the way down?
No. I mean, the biggest one, there was, Be Better, the guy who does the downfall of on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
And so he makes those videos. Every one of them gets like 5 million views. He did one on the downfall of Kamala Harris. And this was like pre-Trump election. And so this is when like Kamala hype was real. And then he got absolutely roasted for that. And then he took like a month and a half off, and he was posting pretty frequently. And then he came back and he was like,
so politics.
Told you so.
But it would be the left who would do that. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I do think it's much easier to get canceled on the left.
Oh yeah, well, 1,000%.
Yeah.
What would you have to do to get canceled on the right? They would just have a stern conversation with you about how you're doing things wrong and need to find God.
Not even.
Sorry.
No,
not even. They would be like, "Go forth, brother. Personal freedoms.
Let's get you on the ballot."
Oh, shit. All
right.
I know this. We fully digress, but this is the problem. That's why we can't do this shit in person, because I feed off in-person energy. I'm ready to just keep pushing this to the limit.
The fathers really do need to gather.
Ashwin, what's one take that you want to say but you can't because you'll get canceled? Oh shit! Sorry.
I don't. It's fun. I don't really have.
Yeah, well,
mine apparently is like very controversial. That I think Caitlyn Clark is the Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods of women's basketball right now. Even men's, like she's selling out men's stadiums. Like this is like a once in a generation talent that you get to see. And of course, the internet can't handle good things.
We need some views on the Brandfathers. Next episode, just 100% Caitlyn Clark, front end to back end. Ashwin's going to go watch game tape.
Yeah, Ashwin's got to go back to Iowa.
Just search Caitlyn Clark YouTube highlights. It's gonna be the best 20 minutes of your life. This woman is a fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But we just gotta do that. We should walk through the brand. We'll walk through what Nike should have done. We should walk through her personal brand or endorsements.
Bro,
let's put up 40,000 views on YouTube.
I'm honestly, I'm ready for it.
All in.
Yeah.
All right.
We need Ashwin's takes. What if you were commissioner or the CMO of the WNBA? What you would be doing?
What other topic is this hot?
I've been dying to talk about this. I've been dying to talk about it.
Right.
Those are some of my most controversial.
Or we could the Zoran episode would probably also go just as well.
Yeah, Zoran episode would great. The Zoran
branding and politics
promo episode. Yeah,
bro.
Branding and politics is a big topic.
I've got a buddy in Dallas who is a designer. My friend Hans. We had always talked about like trying to back some politician and just run a branding exercise. And you really highlighted it with the Zoran one. Is like, can someone just not do red, white, and blue and just see what would happen? Like,
oh no, man, these colors don't fucking run, brother.
I mean, but whatever Zoran's does,
looks great.
It's incredible, right?
Great.
Amazing exercise in communist propaganda.
Yes, and it got Ashwin over 1 million views.
Yeah, let's go.
It did.
We should the branding of politics, or the branding of socialism, if we
indeed.
The branding of socialism would rip on YouTube.
It's really funny because my partners at Forge did all of the branding for the Zoran campaign. It obviously drove a lot of traffic to our Instagram, and there was this comment on like one of our previous projects. It was like, I'm just gonna read it because it's really, really funny.
Can't wait. It's from my burner. Sorry.
Yes, it is.
I have to send 48 manual DMs.
I know.
After this.
It's just like I'm always like that panic moment when everybody's commenting and you haven't sent the
or when I cross post the links to a different platform. I have main chat on. I gotta go send fucking 75 manual DMs. All right, what was it? What's the comment?
So one of the comments is Forge transformed, and this is like on our on a project where we did this like non-alcoholic wine, and so this person is like, Forge also transformed a 33-year-old socialist with no experience running anything into New York City's leading mayoral candidate. Mamdani will almost certainly be a horrible mayor, which is a powerful testament to Forge's skill in inventing his persona.
All right, so it was the one from my burner. All right, yeah,
that is great. That's good. That's good.
And then another one. Forge destroyed New York City by inventing Mamdani, a 33-year-old with no experience. People will suffer because of Forge's excellent work.
Those are great testimonials.
Those are great.
They should be on the
5
website.
stars. Yeah, 5 stars. Highly recommend.
Phenomenal stuff.
We should, as long as the guys are okay with some light roasting, we should do the Caitlyn Clark pod, then we should do the Mamdani pod, and but we should have some light crossfire on there. You know?
Absolutely. The boys are ready for it.
Beeb and I have talked about doing a deep dive into the Caitlyn Clark.
Come on the Caitlyn Clark grandfather. Just out of pure, I just want to see the comments on his video in particular. His people get so riled up over everything.
Yeah,
the snickerhead fan base, and look, they're also, I've looked, they're all races, ages, backgrounds. They just love to get riled up. The only thing they have in common is they just want to hit some comments.
Well, enragement equals engagement.
It's too good.
I've sacrificed.
I know this better than anybody, my brother.
I know. Well, that's true. You do it in a fun way.
I'll be firing them up.
Yeah, you fire some good.
I got people threatening to kill me over a mattress and shit, man. That's fucking great.
He said Slop was the brand.
Yeah. You don't like my coffee machine?
Yeah.
Gay.
Only 1,000 thread count sheets deserve discussion here. That's true. You do have a wide range of.
But his people get lit, man. I'd love to see it. All right. I think we've gone on pretty long. Antonio's asleep. He was just like these guys.
Unfortunately. Check out the Brandfathers job board. It'll be somewhere. Brandfathers.org.
Do you want a job transforming socialism into what it has its full potential to be?
Join Forge. Hiring graphic designers now.
Forge is hiring junior propagandists for senior
for 2026.
Cuomo campaign. If you want to cut the check, we'll help you get some designers in there, bro.
That's right.
Shit.
That's right.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe.